Hello everyone and welcome to IP Study Lecture video. Today I'm going to take chapter number 8 of grade 7 and the name of the chapter is Comparing Quantities. So dear student, let's see what are the topics that we are going to cover in this lecture. So first of all, we will be discussing about what is a percentage, and then we will discuss about how to convert percentage into fractions, into decimals and vice versa. Thereafter, we will see different cases where we will be calculating percentage increase and percentage decrease related to quantities. Then we will be discussing about profit loss percentages. Thereafter, towards the end of the chapter, we will be discussing about very interesting topic, that is simple interest. So without wasting our time, let's start the lecture. So dear student, have you ever gone for shopping with your parents? Over there, have you ever seen some signboards like this? Let me draw it for you, like 25. Have you ever seen any signboard like this? Or any signboard written like this? Something like that. Have you ever? So suppose you want to buy a shirt, right? And the cost of the shirt is written on the tag, this thing, and you have seen one more written thing on it, like 20, right? So what does it mean? You ask your mom. So your mom give you an example and said that if it is written 25 like this on that shirt, so suppose the cost of the shirt is 100. So it means out of 125 parts are taken off from the main price. So how much you are going to save on it, or how much you are going to pay for that shirt? Any answer for that? So this is the scenario where we will understand this topic, and the topic name is percentage. So dear student, what is the meaning of percentage? Let's understand that thing first. The word percent derived from the Latin word percentum, which means per 100, right? Now, the term percent means out of 100. So if I'm writing 25% off, it means 25 parts are off from the main cost price of that particular object, right? So here, the symbol for percentage is this. We write the symbol for percentage like this one, and it is used to represent percent, right? So if I'm writing 40%, what does it mean? As I've told you, percent means out of 100. So I can write it as like this, 40 out of 100, right? So I hope you have understood the meaning of percentage and how to express percentage, right? Now, let's move on to the first topic, that is converting fractions into percent. So how we are going to do that? So dear student, there is a rule that you are going to follow in order to convert any fraction into percentage, and let's see what is that rule. The rule says to convert a given fraction into percentage, multiply the fraction by 100 and write percentage sign with it. So in order to understand this rule, let's take an example over here. Let's take example number 1, first part, that is 3/4. So here the fraction is given to you and you're supposed to convert this fraction into percentage, for which what you're going to do, you're going to follow the rules that we have just read together. So you will multiply this with 100. Multiply this given fraction with 100. So what you will get? You will get 300 divided by 4. When you divide it, what you will get? You will get 75, right? Now, this fraction is converted into percentage like this. So, simple rule is there. In order to convert any fraction into percentage, simply multiply that fraction with 100, solve it, reduce it, and you will get your answer into percentage. So, this is how we are converting fraction into percentage. Now, let's take the next scenario. Here, we are doing the reverse process. What we are doing it over here? We are converting percentage into fraction. Initially, we have converted a fraction into percentage into with this example. Now, what we are doing? We are converting percentage into fraction. So again there is a rule. Let's read it together. The rule says to convert a percentage into fraction. To convert a percentage into fraction, write 1 by 100 in place of percentage sign and reduce the fraction to the simplest form or the lowest form. It's very simple. Now, in order to understand this, let's take another example. Let's take example number 2. Here what we have to do, we have to convert 13 1 by 3% into fraction. So how we are going to do that? The rule that we have just read, just apply that rule. So according to the rule, what we have to do, we have to write this part and we have to remove this percentage sign over here and we have to put 1 upon 100. We have to write it like this by removing the sign of percentage. So can we say that the sign of percentage is replaced by a multiplication sign with 1 upon 100? Yes. Then solve it. So when you solve it, what you will get? 40 by 3 into 1 by 100. When you multiply these two fractions, you will get 2 by 15 after reducing it. So this is your answer. It means 13 1 by 3% is equals to 2 by 15, right? The fraction form. So I hope you have understood how to convert a fraction into percentage and a percentage into fraction. Now let's move on to the next case. The next case is converting decimal into percentage. So now how you are going to do that? In order to convert decimal number into percentage, again what we will do? We will simply multiply decimal number with 100 like we did for fraction in the previous example. So here let's take an example to understand this. Let's take example number 3 over here. It is saying we have 4.75, a decimal number, and we have to convert it into percentage. For that, what we will do? We will simply multiply 4.75 with 100 and put the percentage sign with it. So when we do so, what we will get? We will get 475% as our answer. It means 4.75, this decimal number, when converted into percentage, you will get 475%. So what we have done over here, we simply multiplied decimal number with 100 in order to convert it into percentage. So I hope this example is very clear to you. Now let's move on to the next case. Here we are doing it just reverse of what we have done just now. So here what we are doing, we are converting a percentage into a decimal number. So what we are going to do here? So it's very easy, dear student. So the rule says whatever percentage number is given to you, first of all, just convert it into fraction. So according to the rule that we have just done with the fractions, if I do so, what I will do, I will write it like this, removing the percentage sign and putting 100 in the denominator, right? So this percentage is converted into fraction first, and then from fraction you know how to convert it into decimal, right? So what is your answer? Your answer will be 0.35, right? So I hope you have understood this topic. So here we have covered 4 topics. Like first of all, we have discussed what is percentage, what is its meaning. Next thing, we have seen how to convert percentage into fraction and fraction into percentage. Secondly, we have discussed how to convert percentage into decimal and decimal into percentage. Now, let's move on to the next topic. Let's see what is the next topic. The next topic is increase or decrease as percent. Now, what does that mean? What we are going to do in this section? So, let me give you an example. Suppose you are playing with your friend and you have some marbles, right? Initially, you had 18 marbles, but after playing with your friend, you lose some marbles. Suppose initially you have 18, now you are 9. So there is a decrease in the number of marbles with you, right? Now, let's take another scenario. Your friend who is playing with you with a marble, he was having only 4 marbles initially, and now he is having 16 marbles. So the quantity of marble for your friend is increased over there, right? So I asked you, just express this increase in the quantity or decrease in the quantity in terms of percentage. So how we are going to do that? So this section, this one especially, is dedicated to that that concept only. So let's see what is the formula, right? So the formula is for increase in quantity. When we are going to express increase in quantity in percentage, how we are going to do that? So we have simply a formula here. When the new quantity is more than the original one, it means there is a percentage increase. So what you will do, you will subtract original quantity from the new quantity and divide it by original quantity. Whatever answer you will get, you will multiply it with 100. Similarly, in the second case, when there is a decrease in the number of quantity and you are going to express in terms of percentage, we have another formula. In that case, what you will do, you will subtract the new quantity from the original quantity and again divide the difference by original quantity. Whatever answer you get, you will multiply it with 100. So in this way, you can calculate percentage increase and percentage decrease for any quantity. So in order to understand this concept, let's take an example over here. So let's take example number 6. Okay. So what is there? It is saying the price of an item is increased by 30% and then decreased by 30%. Whatever quantity, whatever object you have, whatever item you have, initially its price is increased by 30% and then it is decreased by 30% again. So find the final percentage compared to the original price, right? So we have to check how to do that. So let's take an example over here, this one. So suppose the price of an item is 100 rupees. Okay. So initially the price of this item was increased by 30%. It means that its value become rupees 130. Then its price is decreased by 30%. Then what will be your final value? In that case, we have to check. So initially 130 was my first price, right? After getting 30% discount or increased, not discount, sorry. The price was increased by 30%, so its value become 130. Now its price is decreased. So I will calculate the decreased price on the increased price, right? So if I do so, what I will get? I will get this one, rupees 91. So when the item's price was increased by 30%, the value was 130. And when its value decreased by 30% post that, I got rupees 91 as my answer. So it means the final price is 91 after getting 30% increase and 30% decrease on that item. So initially, what was the value of my item? It was 91 rupees. And after having these two increase and decrease percentages on item, I got rupees 91 as my final price. Now, the price was 100 and now the price is 91. So the price is decreased or increased over here? It is decreased. It means we have to calculate percentage decrease over here. So what is the difference between these two prices? It is rupees 9, right? So what I will get, in order to find out percentage decrease, I will take the difference in the numerator and divide it by original price multiplied with 100. If you do so, what you will get? 9%. It means that whatever item you are purchasing, after having increased 30% and then having decreased in the item's price by 30%, you will lose 9% on it. So the percentage decrease in that item is 9%. So I hope you have understood this example. Now let's take another example to understand this concept in a more better way. Let's take example number 7. So here the example is saying the population of a city is decreased from 25,000 to 24,500. Find the percentage decrease. So here we can simply apply directly formula for percentage decrease, which says that whatever original value you have, just write it first and subtract the new value from that original one. Take the difference in the numerator and divide it by the original one into 100. So what was the initial population of that city, for that city? That was 25,000. Now what is the decreased value of that city's population? That is 24,500 divided by 25,000. multiplied it with 100, what you will get? You will get 2%. It means the population of that city is decreased by 2%, right? So I hope you have understood this concept very, very well. Now let's see what is there in the next concept. The next concept is profit and loss. So dear student, this is very interesting topic. So in order to understand this topic, let me take an example. Suppose your parents have gone for shopping. They want to purchase a bicycle for you because it's your birthday. Suppose your father purchased or bought a cycle for you for rupees 2500. And then he spent 500 rupees extra for transporting that bicycle from that shop to your house, right? So how much he paid to the shopkeeper? 2500. And how much he paid to the, any vehicle, auto wala or car wala to transport that bicycle from that shop to your house? Rupees 500. So total how much he paid for that bicycle? He paid 3000, right? So can we say that the total cost of that bicycle is 3000 rupees? Yes. So he came home, he surprised you and you like the bicycle, but unfortunately the bicycle is quite big according to your height and all. So he decided he will purchase another one for you, but he will sell it to somebody else. He asked his friend if he is interested in buying that bicycle. He said, yes, I can buy your bicycle. He said, it is in good condition. I just purchased it from that shop, but unfortunately, it's quite big for my son. So that is why I would like to sell it. So he said, I can give this bicycle to you at rupees 3500, right? 3500. Your father's friend agreed and he took the cycle. So here, dear student, at what price your father purchased it? At 2500 rupees, right? So this will become cost price of that bicycle. Whatever extra money he is paying for transporting or for any other thing, that is called overhead expenses. Overhead expenses. And whatever price he is selling it to somebody else is called its selling price. Okay? So we got three terms over here. One is CP, cost price. Another one is selling price. And the third one is overhead expenses. Right? So in order to find if your father got profit or loss on that bicycle, what you have to check? You have to check your cost price and selling price. So the example that I gave you in this case, the cycle was purchased at rupees 2500 and there was an overhead expense, extra expense that was 500. So the total cost was 3000. So the cycle was purchased at rupees 3000. This is my CP, right? And at what price the father sold it? He sold it at 3500 rupees. So in this case, which one is bigger? Selling price or the cost price? The selling price is bigger, right? So whenever it happened, if you are buying any item at lower price and selling it at higher price, so in that case you got profit. Profit is also called gain. Okay, so in that case the formula will become profit is equals to SP minus CP, because in this case SP, yani selling price, is greater than cost price, right? If suppose he sold the bicycle at rupees 2000, in that case he was buying that bicycle at higher price and selling it at lower price. So here the SP is less than CP, so we call it a loss for him, right? So what is loss? Loss is CP minus SP, because in case of loss, cost price is greater than selling price. So I hope you have understood this example and understood the meaning, what is cost price, what is selling price, what is profit and what is loss. Now as we are dealing with percentages in this chapter, so it is important for us to learn how to express profit or loss in terms of percentage, right? So in order to find out profit percentage, the formula is whatever profit you get divided by CP into 100. In a similar way, if there is a loss and you want to find out what is loss percentage, in that case, divide loss by cost price multiply with 100. Okay, so I hope you have understood this topic. What is profit, what is loss, what are overhead expenses, then how to express profit and loss in terms of percentage. Now, in order to understand this topic very well, let's take an example. Let's take example number 8 over here. What it is saying, let's read it together. Rama buys a washing machine at rupees 8,000 and sells it for rupees 9,000. Find his profit or loss percent. So here, dear student, first of all, after reading this question, we come to know that at what price he is buying, Rama is buying this machine, rupees 8,000. So the selling price is 8,000 for this machine, right? At what price the machine was sold? At rupees 9,000. So here, SP is bigger than CP, right? So it means he is getting a profit. This is decided from this statement, right? So profit is there, right? So how we are going to calculate profit? I told you profit is equals to selling price minus cost price. So here the selling price is 9,000 and cost price was 8,000, right? So if you subtract, what you will get 1,000 rupees. So he is getting a profit of rupees 1,000 on that machine. But you have to find out percentage. So in order to find out profit percentage, what you have to do, whatever profit you are getting divided by selling price, that is 8,000 in this case, multiply it with 100. When you do so, you will get 12.5 percentage or 12.5 profit percentage. So I hope this example is clear to you. I hope you have understood this example. So student, this is how we are going to do question based on this concept. Now let's move on to the next topic and let's see what is there. The next topic is simple interest. This is very interesting topic, dear student. Now in order to start this topic directly, let me give you an example for this. What is there in this topic? So let's take an example and let's discuss. So suppose you're with your friend and you're moving in a market. You like an item very much and you want to purchase that item. Suppose the cost of that item is rupees 100. Okay, and you just check your pocket and you come to know that, I'm not having that much amount of money with me. So your friend is there. You ask your friend, can you lend me some money? Can I borrow some money from you? He said yes. Then he said, I can give you the amount of money that you need right now, but there is a condition that when you return that money, you have to give extra money. So he said, okay, I'm okay with that, no issues. So your friend gave money to you, you purchase that item, you both are happy, right? So whatever amount you have taken from your friend, that is called principal. Whatever amount you are going to pay your friend, including that extra money, is called amount. And that extra money that you are going to pay to your friend with the money that you have borrowed from him is called interest. So when we are talking about simple interest, we are going to deal with these three terms, which are very important. Principal, the amount that you are borrowing, amount that you are going to return whatever amount you have borrowed with some extra money, with some extra amount, and the extra amount that you are going to pay with principal that you have borrowed is called interest, right? So I hope this is clear to you. Now, dear student, one more thing is there. Whatever amount you are borrowing from anyone, okay, or from bank, say, so you have to return that amount after some period of time and with some percentage, right? So whatever percentage that person or the bank asks you to return that money is called rate of interest. On the basis of that only you are going to return that money. Okay. So on the basis of this discussion, can I say this thing? Amount is equals to principal plus interest. Can I say this? Yes. So this is one formula that we are going to use while doing question based on this concept, right? The next thing is, whatever money you are borrowing, I told you, you have to pay back to your borrower, the person from you are borrowing that money with some interest at some percentage. So on the basis of that, we got a formula over here. Simple interest is equals to P into R into T upon 100. Okay, so this is very important formula for this concept. So in order to understand this concept, let's take an example over here. Let's take example number 11. So it is saying a sum of rupees 3,500 is lent for 1 year at the rate of 5% per annum. Find the simple interest. So a sum of rupees 3,500 is taken from somewhere else, right? So principal become 3,500, right? For how much time? For 1 year. And at what rate? 5%, right? So simple interest needs to be calculated. So just put these values in the formula. 3,500 multiplied with 1 multiplied with 5 divided by 100. Right? So what will be your answer? Your answer will be rupees 175. Right? So whatever money is lent from somewhere, like rupees 3,500 for 1 year at a rate of 5%, the simple interest that you need to pay with this 3,500 while giving it back to the person from where you have taken this money is rupees 175. You have to give 175 rupees extra as an interest. So I hope this example is clear to you. So this is how we are going to do question based on this concept. Now let's take one more example to understand this concept more clearly. Let's take example number 12 over here. So it is asking in how much time will rupees 1,200 becomes rupees 1,800 at the rate 10% per annum. So here what is given to you? Always write the quantity that is given to you after in the question. So here two cost or the simply two amount are given to us. One is 1,200 and one is 1,800. So while dealing these type of questions, generally student get confused which one is amount and which one is principal. So always remember, amount is always greater than your principal, because principal is the amount that you have taken from somewhere, and amount is that quantity or that money that you are going to return plus extra money that you have to pay on it as an interest, right? So amount is always greater than principal. So here which one is greater? 1,800 is greater. It means amount is 1,800 rupees over here. What is principal? Principal is 1,200 and rate of interest is 10%. What you have to find out? You have to find out T. Right? Now put the values in the formula. Simple interest is equals to P into R into T upon 100. So dear student, if you look at this formula, you can see we have two unknown quantity. One is simple interest and another one is time. Time we have to calculate. Can we calculate simple interest? Yes, we can calculate. How come? I told you we have a formula. Amount is equals to P plus I. We have to calculate this I by subtracting principal from amount. So let's do it over here. Simple interest will be equals to 1,800 minus 1,200. That comes out to be rupees 600, right? Now we have the value of simple interest over here. Put the value here. So 600 is equals to, what was my principal? It was 1200. What was the rate of interest? It was 10. And time you have to calculate. Keep it as it is. 100 is there. Now, let's solve it together. T will be equal to 600 divided by 12 into 10. This will get shifted over here by transposing the quantities from left hand side to right hand side, right? Or vice versa. So here what you will get? 5. So in 5 years, 1200 rupees will become 1800 rupees at a percent 10. Right? So this is how you are going to solve question based on this concept. So in this lecture, student, what we have discussed, first of all, we have discussed what is the meaning of percentage, and then we saw how to convert percentage into fraction and fractions into percentage. Next, we discuss about the conversion of percentage and decimal numbers. Thereafter, we discuss about percentage increase, percentage decrease, in percentage increase and percentage decrease. Then we discuss about profit loss concept, and we did some question based on that. And here we have just finished the topic of simple interest, where we come to know about the terms like what is principal, what is amount, what is simple interest, what is simple interest, what is rate of interest, and what is the relation between these terms. And we have solved some questions over here. So I hope you have understood the topic very well. So this is all about this video. We will meet you soon in the next video. Till then, take good care of yourself, keep smiling, keep practicing, keep learning.